Oh my word, it feels like an absolute lifetime since I've had this phone out and actually making a new video. And in reality, in the pace of my YouTube channel, it probably is a lifetime. But it's been with good reason. It's been so operations intense that it's just not really been an option. Plus, a lot of what I've been doing has been boring as hell, and I'd just be capturing it for the sake of it. But in all honesty, mental energy, all the rest of it has been at an all-time low. So I've left alone. I've been on the live streams quite a bit, as you probably noticed, and utilising that side of what we do, because I enjoy the interaction still, but just having that extra bandwidth to keep pulling the phone out every 5 minutes when we're absolutely under the cosh, not been easy. So I thought we'd get back with a bang, because today, right now, I mean, the weather's absolutely glorious, proper spring day, which will come with its own risks as well for you uneaten pond guys. But just be cautious, start paying attention, don't overfeed. Easy to get carried away, because then fish will be up on the surface, and the last thing you need is tanking your water because you got a bit too carried away. So be cautious. Other than that, with some heavy sorting now, I've had several shipments in throughout that time period, some of which are sat right here, look. More of them bliss Saito Karashis, which are my fish for raising. But it's getting to the big greenhouse. It's time to call time on several ponds, some of which one's kind of ready for a thin out anyway. There's the Sakai pond. I'm even probably getting to the point where I need to end the corn 60 centimetre challenge a little bit earlier than I hoped as well. But that's not today. Right now it's the pond of fish that actually came from the cesspit that basically had the recovery growth period because they missed around 2 months of summer. And trust me, there are a load of worldies in there. So much Dainichi Monkey bloodline stuff. Wowzers. So I won't do too much more. We're going to get right into that anyway and make sure that gets done. Got a few more daylight hours as well now, which is epic. And we're actually currently now on the run to some amazing releases on my consumer brands, especially around our technology platform. I'll hopefully share some more of that very, very soon. If you tune in on the lives, you'll have got a lot, but not so much on these normal videos. Anyway, enough of that. Let's go and have a look at this pond. Just while I'm in here, look, I've just been filling feeders up. If you ever want any advice on how to spend 500-600 quid like that, come and watch me fill some feeders up. Wow. Anyway, these are the Dainichi Toyota grow out fish from our last event. Looking fabulous, I might add. Look at that. What a mix as well with them Iltsoras, Showa and the Kowaku. Out of this world. But it's not that pond. They're on the food at the moment. It's one down there where we're heading. So it's a mighty mixed one. I've got N.N.D Showas in here. There's some Sakai fish, loads of Dainichi bits. Those Oya metallic Asagis doing freaking insane. They are. Yeah. So as I was going along, it was everything out of the cesspit. Plus, we then added to that. Sorry, I've just been caught. I've got water pissing over one of my showers. Strange one. I'll investigate. Yeah, Saito, Raden, Kabutos, you name it. And as I was going along other ponds, the best of the Nisais I had were all getting put in here and pushed. And I think I'm going to be a bit gobsmacked at the size coming up. A few really, as I've been just selling a few bits recently, come up, and they've been pretty epic. So I've had feeder off for a few days. You can see colours looking amazing, everything's looking spot on. I can't wait to get that net through and show you exactly what's in here. So what I'll be doing at this minute is dividing that into two parts. Got fucking sun right in my eyes, wow. Dividing it into two parts where I'm going to be incredibly strict. I pretty much have no sort of standard Nisai to sell anymore, because you guys have bought everything I've got. It's quite phenomenal. So it's just going to give us a few more of those fish. Then the very, very select few that are going back from Nisai to Sanzai raising will get put back in there. So let me grab my net and we'll make a start.
Yeah, look. Getting exciting now. I'm walking wall again at back, like walking plank. And videoing at the same time. You think I want to fall in. Holy shit. Here gives you some idea. Absolute colour pop again. Look at that Becco. Wow. Wow, look at that Raden Kabuto. Nice. Dainichi Showa was sold in one at auctions the other week. Yellow Monkey. Oh my god. I bet you lots enjoying this, aren't you? Something decent to watch at long last again. It's a customer's golden corn that's been growing. Look at that. Wow. One of my top NND Showas. Wowzers. So what I'm going to do very quickly, just set a net up, look, is get out. What am I going to get out? I thought about that. I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to put in there what I think's staying, just to take some pressure out this net. That'll include any customer ones and my own tatigoi, so to speak, and then review what's left in there after. Right, I've got down to, this is where I'm up to. That's the keep and customer grow on net so far. Oh, something's just made its way out with a twat. And then, yeah, I better put another zip on that. That's what is either sold, overwintering, or being put out for sale. And now I'm getting down to some single coloured stuff. And listed the bowl with some anaesthetic because I need to very accurately assess them. And monkeys, I need to scan the chips. There's a few of them sold. And then get accurate genders as well. Just look at these. So Saito named these after a Japanese jewellery called Raden shell. It's a multi-tonal shell because it's very hard to get, but I think this one, there is this multi-tonal vibe in the scales, sort of like blue, grey, gold. You see it there, look, depending on the light. And it's bonkers. I mean, that's never mind, look, the fukuring quality of these things already. The size, you've got the Ginrin ones. The Ginrin ones look even more insane. And then what they also end up getting, consistently, is the colour lightens in this area, and they go through some more blue-grey, and then you get this gold sign of back third. Insane. But they've, these were 4 left from, I think about 600 of them I had. Not easy, obviously assessing the scale line, and you know, there's multiple selections along the way, but I'm hoping now I've got 4 worldies.
What better activity to be doing on a glorious spring day. Time for a bit of monkey magic now as well.
Now I'm going to have a bit of real talk on these in a moment. Still love them, by the way, but not as much as I used to. And I will explain why. Obviously this is last year, so this is sort of second generation. And you can tell there's not a lot of yellow variants in here. That's still on the yellow border. That very much has gone to the orange. Now, the orange has surprised me because it is, look, insanely, intensely orange, which is really cool. The Ginrin and bodies are still amazing. I mean, that's 55 centimetre at Nisai. They're all Nisai. You can clearly see there though, look, that's the orange one. They're still on the yellow spectrum. But I have got issues with the stability of this yellow colour, which is one of the things I loved about them to begin with. We'll talk more about that. So I think this bowl perfectly demonstrates it. That is what I really fell in love with. Deep, rich yellow colour, and it didn't matter what I seemed to do, it kept and stayed that colour. Very much like the Saito ones do now. Now, again, I'm not having out against this orange colour because look at that, look, the contrast. And that ain't red, that's not trying to be Benigoi either. Which orange, that makes that really quite unique if it stays like that over time. And I think it will, because there's not really red pigment in this. But when you're buying this, and that is what I bought, I selected all the Tosai as I did previously right from the get-go, and I was buying this, and I primarily ended up with this and what you've seen in the bowl. And given the price of these, and they were fucking extortionate at the auction, that leaves me disappointed overall, because this is what I wanted. And now something's clearly changed since they've got these refiring and they're getting the volume off of them.
You're seeing all kinds of things come off there now. Chagoi was always going to be a normal one because that's way back. You're getting all the dark things. The dark things generally you see are complete throwbacks. That's why you see them in the cheap batches and all the rest of it, because they are stuff that are just in no man's land. Absolute shite, to be honest. And I swear they were getting passed off as Black Diamond last year, and it's not what they were, not what they ever were originally when Black Diamond was about. And for me, it's yellow. Yellow is one of the most difficult colours in koi, and stability is everything. I'll show you these at the moment. And yes, I'm backing the Saito ones at the minute for this very reason in here. But I'm moving away from that right now because of that. If you're just getting them in cheap little batches, fair play, you won't mind so much. But I invested so much in all of those, it's left me with a bad taste in my mouth. Now, the body still is standout, even compared to these. These things are huge. They grow unhinged. So they're special genetics are there still in that respect. But you've got to change how you're looking at it. If you're looking at these young now, you've got to go as pale and washed out as possible when they're small to have any chance of keeping that yellow colour as they move forward. And even then, I'm not sure there's any guarantees. I'm not sure when I'll actually get back to it because I'm having too much fun with the Saito ones. But as it stands, like I say, enjoying the orange, if you're into that, fair enough, but not when you bought the yellow ones. This is why I rave about Taniguchi's Golden Corn. The yellow he created in there, because it's stable. It really does stay stable. And these, I've hit them with everything. They're over there, look. Colour food, you name it, and they stay that epic colour.
So you see the two girls, two Saito ones raised from N.I.J. And as Tosai now, they are looking completely different because they're so insipid as Tosai. You probably saw them out there earlier in the video. Do not look like that, but that's the colour potential. And it takes time. These things are always going to colour up more with time. Hence why now with the Dainichi Monkey, you're going to have to pay attention to getting them as light as possible when they're younger, if you actually want a yellow one, or it to stay yellow as it gets older. This pond's freaking insane though, on a side note, where I'm just working near. Sakai Mango Special, Dainichi Mona Lisa Showa, you name it. What a pond. I just want to show you something here. This so this is that extended growing paid for, but this was sold on the Koi Online website about 18 centimeters earlier in the season for a nominal fee. I don't know what it would have been actually. I know they weren't crazy money. Turned out female, and look at it now. Let me throw that in the bowl. Not bad, is it? 55 centimeters now. Quality from Taniguchi. Turned out female as well. Beat the dealer big time. What a beast. Good quality of that Anime as well. Rather nice bowl of Gosanke. Mixed lot. Takano Sanke. Bit of a project, knowing what that zoom is like though. No risk as far as my experience goes. Two Saito Kohaku. This is last year's batch, so these are N.I.J that I have the Tosai from this year. From the new Kinsen line that he's got going. And then a very, very nice Kondo Showa, which is really starting to come together. So this is just one. Slightly more progressed look, hence why I've left it in here, of the Oya metallic Asagis I picked up on. Colours just starting to come back through on this one, look, all around the face, in the base of the fins, but it clearly has got, you've got the Asagi style pattern in the back. Obviously it looks a bit like Gin Matsuba, but knowing the origins and the colour look, very much Asagi in there in the pelvic fins. Tail, it's going to be a hell of a journey, but the quality, shine look, really of the highest order, and they've grown like stink. So this is one that I'm going to be selling soon. Kept a few more. I might show them. My phone battery's running out at a minute and clock's ticking. Make sure I end this video properly. But yeah, very, very impressed with those. Not seeing anything of them this year, but yeah, I like them. So I've been about as disciplined as I could be. I reckon I've halved it looking at that. Look, keeping customers, selling customers. About half. Can I claim half? I reckon so. Get that heel story as well. That's from Toyota. Pandora, offspring from last year. Male fish that's growing like mad. Tis a customers as well. Oh, look at that. That's fucking ridiculous. Oh dear.
It turns out it's not quite off. 27 getting yanked out, 37 back in, up to 55 cm as well. A lot around that 50-55 cm mark. I'm astounded. That as a collective, you know, the stocking on that has been phenomenal really. And they've achieved them kind of results. Amazing body. I mean, look, they're not lacking in any way, and looking absolutely superb. So I think I covered off all the talk about the monkeys. Obviously you got to see them ones there. Don't take that as, I don't even know. I know what some people will say, oh, you know, it's putting the Saito. I literally said it myself. Because I go where I get what I want, and I want the sable yellow colour. And as you've seen, they are not lacking in any way, shape or form. Now, I don't know if there's been any tweaks this year. There's still loads of variants out there with the Dainichi stuff. All I know is the exact same line that produced them is the, in fact I'll show you that before we do finish, is the Tosai that I've got sat in 2 ponds now actually, that go that amazing colour, but you'll get to see where they start out. But that's it, you know, that opinion right now, once again, comes from me putting my money where my mouth is. I spent tens of thousands on getting those Tosai from the auctions last year. It ain't recouped too much for me right now. Some epic fish, it's not the volume of the yellow ones that I wanted, but let's not keep going on about that. It is what it is. We'll grow some epic orange ones instead. But that is why, that is the learning. That's always been the learning here. Ain't no, you know, reading it somewhere, watching it somewhere. Oh, I had a chat with the breeder. That's all good and well. What happens there versus what happens here can be two completely different things, let me tell you. First hand, which is where it's always come from. And see what the future brings. At some point, it won't be this year, I'll get myself a batch of the smaller monkeys and actually grow them through where I'm not as cashed in as I am on those ones, and see what happens. But again, no denying that the body is just so Dainichi, in it. It's remarkable. So let me just scoot out there now. I'll show you them Saito Tosai. More of the big girls. And we'll sign off from there.
So here they are, look. Really not quite. Get a few on net. You can see how pale some are. It's absolutely ridiculous. And these are darker than when they got here. But this is where you want them at this kind of age. Now they darken quite quick. I'm going to show you a batch that came in before these in the greenhouse that we sold on the website. You'll always get a variation here as well, look. The darker ones. One's showing earlier. Might have a chance they go the deep, really deep yellow later on, or it might just be that they're male and showing the colour early. But this insipid colour is where I think we might want to be, and more so with the monkeys as well, because it don't take them long. So in here, look, these are already bigger, more progressed. You can see the colours getting richer. I'm actually hitting these with a percentage of colour food as well. The darker ones in here are actually Ginrin Benigoi from Kohaku. But yeah, just I'm loving them. And the hope with these, or the ones outside I've shown you, is I can actually produce a collection of N.I.J similar to what I've done with the Golden Corn this year.
And really, before I go, let me go and show you that. So that's the 60 centimetre challenge. Whole collection of N.I.J pushing on for 60 centimetres. I know I'm close, it won't be all of them, but I'll just show you that one finally. I don't know if they genetically, the Saitos, are going to be capable of doing that. I suspect they won't be, but we'll see. I'll give it a good go. But nonetheless, to get in the end to a collection, where it is, look, like that, whereas I don't know, maybe 10 pieces out of all them would be freaking epic.
Here's all my corn look cruising. They are ridiculous. 24 fish left in there. And what we're going to get to soon as well is a conversation about that mountain tree media I used in there, because I think by the end of this I'm actually going to really be able to pass judgment on how it's actually performed. Certainly now it's had time to mature properly. So there we go. I will catch you all again soon.